and it goes nice. The both ends are. So let's try to weld this. Cannot focus in there. Yeah, I think this is fine. This motor, it's not used so much, and now it's stuck. I'm from Finland. Take it out. Hi, I am Sami, and I want to be overlander. I revealed my ego. So my friend tell me another shop in the Estonia where I get the part just in 2 days, 2 business days. That's a quite progress. Some shops they sending parts over 2 weeks. That was the bushing in the rear differential carrier. These measures are fine with this bush. And as you see, when you install this, it should go together. Squeeze together. Now the measures are about 50, but when you install it, it should go to this dimension because I'm checking already from the front lower wishbone rear bushing. That's a little bit different. There are those arrow marks 2 sides, but this bushing have only 1 side. Because I don't have the parts number here, I think never mind to install this bushing. It's quite similar. So this one allows more free movement to upways because this bumper in this side is lower than here. But I think it's not it's better put the new than to use this old drying bush. We are going to put this one in. I checked this measure and it's 7 millimeter, so it is exactly the same with the original bushing. But here is rubber. Vulcanizing rubber comes over this edge, and it makes it quite difficult to install because this edge can slip either side. And as you see, these bushings are aluminum as original, so they are quite soft. Anyway, I managed to install first one. A little bit ruined this edge because it's very soft. If you need to hammering it, it's very soft and it bends very easy. But this side, which goes inside first, you see the edges are fine. First I try to install it, the edges slips like this, and then I need to pull it out and bending it straight. But now it's okay, fine there. I need to clean very well this hole and use some kind of hose clamp, pull this together, and it is so soft when I tightening this one, it goes oval. It's not straight anymore. Then I need to bending it with some pliers to straight, and I use normal water-based soap to lubricate it. So make sure you don't have excessive color here. With this one I'm a little bit grinding here off this rubber and narrowing a little bit this edge. So it's not meaning to sanding it smaller, but so they don't slip, separate. Just like this, so this edge can fit together and not slipping. And then I'm narrowing it a little bit. It's easier to start to install. The first one is going to practice, and I hope this one can fit better. So I think now it's fine. Then I put this hose clamp. Actually I make some markings here so I can see, so it's start to go about straight. This hose clamp needs to install in the center. You see what happens here, it changes shape, it goes oval. You need to tighten it all the way, and it looks quite ugly. Then you could a little bit checking those edges need to be even. And then I need to pressing it straight with the pliers. This rubber push it outwards, and it's very important these edges are even. And then we need to lubricate. And then I have this dead impact hammer, and I use again socket. The first one I managed to install with a couple of tries, so let's see now how this one goes. And I need to use these pliers. Do I get it in? Let's checking. I think it's start to going in, but not straight. This side is up more, and then try to hitting that way. And not hitting much because it's bent very easy. So as you see, it's not going straight. It's not wants to go even, and that's the quite problem now. Yeah, it's a little bit straightening. Yeah, I think now we are going. And it goes nice. The both ends are together. Move this clamp and put more lubricate. You need to do it little bit by little because we need to see it go. Let's check again. Now we need to take off this clamp, and then there is a danger so it can separate. But it goes in fine. So, and I cannot press it all the way because this one going to hit here. Something peeling off there. It's quite tight fitting. Now it's in this surface. So now I need to use something. I use this tool. Yeah, now let's push it all the way in. Yeah, now it's there. Now it's in there all the way. So that's it. Now we have new bushing here. There are minor difference, but new rubber is new rubber, and it's elastic now, and which the old one was not anymore. I'm almost through the first one. As you see, this edge go quite wide because I tried to hammering it and it's not possible. Then I used the vise. It was much easier. So definitely if you have hydraulic press, you can do this easier. But these are quite tricky bushings because two different core, so they could slip either side, and it's very soft. It's aluminum. As you see, I can bend it by my hands. And now this sheet metal is repaired and they are painted. They are like a brand new now. I need to spray cavity wax in there. Rear diff brackets, I have new bolts already there, but I'm waiting some bushings there and the bolts for the install the whole thing in the car. This door handle have a little bit slack, and I'm a little bit worried about when the sand goes in and you opening and closing doors, you're going to tear the color off. I'm going to remove this once again and see how I can manage to take the slack off. So you see it moves with this mounting screw. I think under this is not tightening it correctly. So I'm putting this area double-sided tape. This bracket goes contact together and pressing door handle tight together. So I hope this one will take off the slack. Yeah, now it's much more tighter. So I think that's the okay solution for this. Let's testing. Do we manage to fix this motor? So I have here the ground cable and here is the electric cable. It should run now. Yes, it's run. It smells electricity. I think it's fine. I forgot this already. Lucky it's not went off. And just for notice, this motor is 180 euros. But the front white windshield wiper motor is only 20 to 30 euros. So this one you should definitely able to fix, because this motor it's not used so much, so that's why they are stuck. If you don't use it, it's stuck. It's really not rocket science to fix the motor. And those brushes are quite short, but if I look them, perhaps they are not much longer than if you put the new brushes there. Motor you can just install one way, but this linkage was here. So that's it. And let's try again. And now don't put your fingers in there. You could lose your finger. And now it's stuck. Perhaps my linkage is stuck. I need to take off the linkage and check it runs, because I don't want to burn the motor. So I didn't try that first. It's totally stuck, could not turn, and that was the reason. The brush was burned at the first point. And let's put WD-40. I should remove the axle and clean it inside. I need to take out this circlip, take out this axle. It cannot be tight like this. So this tiny circlip is off. How do I can get force here? I don't want to hit this because it's a hollow axle. Yeah. Now it's off, and you see how much rust there is. And there is this one more spring washer. And definitely I need to clean off this one. Without cleaning this, it's never worked properly. Only thing you could do is clean the rust off by brushing, and there is a quite deep corrosion. But now it's a good place for the fill with the grease. Actually, anything is now cleaned, so let's put it back together. And first we put this one spring washer here, and now it should turn nice. Yes, exactly. We should remember what way. Yeah, it was this way. Then put the back another washers. Again first the spring washer, then the regular washer, and then the circlip. And this one could be tricky to put on. It's too small for my hands. Let's check it. I'm driving this to parking position, so now it should be, the wiper should be in the lowest position, so then it should be here. Now this should working, and I think the crank should be in this position because the wiper arm should be down position, and motor installed in this way to the car. So the final checkings, and it's then now it starts to turn upwards first, and now it's running nice and smooth. The parking position, wiper goes down and stop there. It's fine. Then I install the washer nozzle and I can fit this in the car. First I thought I installed the wiper motor to tailgate, but I need to put these cables in the door. They was very drying and brittle here, and already one cable was cut here. I cut the old wires off there, and I need to put the new cables here. But the problem is this cable should running in here in this channel, and I'm going to install the spare wheel carrier here. So I need to cut here metal, not to cut much, but a little bit, and drilling and something like that, and welding. So I don't want to burn this cable. So always it's the one part leads to another, and that leads to more parts. I have these brackets for the spare wheel carrier, and I need to install these, and here I need to make some spot welds. Definitely I need to put this on now. I'm going to install first the lower one, then I can measure exactly the better this upper. If the upper is in the place, I can bolt it in here, and then I can see the tailgate. I'm going to first do some holes here, just I can see the correct place position, because I don't have any measures. So I make some holes which are, I hope so, be inside the area. Let's start to drilling. So this upper hinge mounting bracket is quite tricky to put it in, because there is a this kind of bolts welded behind this pillar, but there I should welding one spot. I need to drill one more hole there. Inside here I drill holes with this kind of drill, and definitely they might be not aligned. I need to put this piece in there and welding it from inside here together with this backing sheet metal. It's not welded from the face. As you see these bolts, there is a color in this end which was inside of car, and it's not welded this side because it's a white color holding like this, and this was inside where was the weld. So it's not mind if it's not aligned 100%, so at least I need to see this head so I can get weld to this end. And this is another bracket where I need to put some spot weld inside. So I need to make quite big holes here for possible welding, 3/8 nut inside there and one spot weld here. So I'm tightening those bolts there, and I make some kind of slots there, so I found the way where they're sitting best there. So, and this one is not 100% in the hole, but it's possible to weld. So I need to weld this one half turn and this spot and another side, those corners together. And always remember, measure twice, cut once. So let's try to weld this. And they really make this, it's almost possible to do without damaging the paint if you're very careful. Only inside the car you need to little bit damage paint. What could go wrong here? I can burn a whole car. I don't really have good position here to work. I need to weld with the left hand. Just do less talk and just do. These are not needed to weld 100%. Just a half turn or 1/3 of the turn. It's not easy to weld from the small holes. But those are definitely now fine. Cannot focusing there. Yeah, it's fine. So the rear tailgate, I make this kind of backing plate, and there is a adjustings, so this one can move up and downwards. And here, this side, I check this cover also possible to do, and here is adjusting up and down, and I have a big work to restore this one. I need some spring here, couple of spring. This stainless steel, what is this? I don't know name. It's working, and it feels very strong. I think this is fine. So now just let's take out the parts and painting those places and cleaning and painting and. This kind of bracket I make for the tailgate. I get some packets from Volkswagen OEM shop from Slovakia. So let's see what we have here. They wrap the parts very carefully. I get the new plastic cover for steering wheel column. These are new bushings for the rear differential carriers, or I can have all new bushings. And here should have some bolts. They're wrapping everything so complete. It's not easy to open. So there's the new bolts for the rear diff mounting brackets. I think these are new bushings for the steering rack. Some nuts, more nuts, and bolts for the rear diff brackets. More bolts for the rear So now I don't need to use the rusty ones. Yeah, I don't have all bolts 100% for that rear diff, but most of them. So if someone needs to use rusty bolt, then I use rusty bolts. So that kind. I just hope when the rubber coming here, it's not see anything, and I check already it's covering this. That's why I painting this. I don't want the rust coming over the edge quite soon. So there is a primer now and the acrylic color 2K. Okay, now we get the spare wheel carrier installed in our van, and this bracket, the latch, or what is this name, this comes to rear tailgate. It's so rusty, as you see there is a big hole. I need to tear these springs off here, drilling those rivets off, and put this in the acid so I can get the all rust 100% off, and then I can try to welding this together, because obviously there's no place to buy new one of these. And what else we have done? The spare wheel carrier brackets welded in the body. That's the huge thing for me. I didn't want to do that, but I couldn't install finished rear tailgate because the wires going in the pillar, and I need to weld that first before I put the wires back there. Perhaps next video we could start to install rear diff. That might be the next one. And I have also, I think, couple of days I get the rest of the hubs. Then I have bearings and the hubs and the brake parts, so I can have some progress finally. Now I need to tear this in the parts, then I can try to find where I can get the new rubbers. If I cannot get, I need to find just the similars. I think this is the stainless steel spring here. It's some kind of spring, but I think it's for the slider. It's for the sliding. The rubbers are which the control actually that latch, but this is for the sliding, so the rubbers not jump off there. So let's drilling this off and put this in the acid. Yeah. So this kind of, I can get measures here, and I can bending myself something similar from stainless steel. So I'm going to end this video here, and please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and remember, it costs nothing. Thank you for watching, and see you in next episode. And thank you for watching, and see you in next episode. Goodbye. These need to be here minimum 2 days, perhaps 3 days, so it can be totally rust free.